Even if it would have been online or on-site, I was keen that I'm coming to Sofia University because I have a lot of senior friends here who recommended that this university is good because the professors are good. The seminar course that they have is really helpful for your medicine studies. Of course, it's affected everyone worldwide, so there was a huge problem for the documents. The documents might be delayed, you don't know about the travel restrictions, so all that was a problem. But then just keep in touch with your personal assistant. They will help you with the documents. They'll tell you how to get which documents and when, how you're going to get them. And then you should keep it on yourself that you should update yourself on the travel restrictions all the time from your country to coming to Bulgaria. As you can see, the classes in Sofia University are divided into two things. You have lectures that about 200 people are going to attend, and then you have seminars that's like concentrated only 12 to 10 people in a seminar. So all the lectures are online, of course, due to COVID restrictions. So all the lectures are online and most of the seminars are on-site. So you have to come to the university for that. So that is good, and it's just 10 people in a class, so you're equally spaced. All the COVID restrictions are being followed, I guess. In the week, you're packed in the sense you've got to study, you've got your schedule, but then in the weekend, it's up to you. I think the city is quite free. You just have to wear a mask all the time, but then it is quite free. You can go explore the city, you can go hiking, you can try the arcade.
I think this year things are more organized because the virus has been in the world for a bit of a long time. But just it mostly affected the travel part because I was waiting for my visa and I didn't know if I would get my visa on time, and if I didn't, how would I be able to come here? But it was okay in the end. I got my visa really way faster than I expected, and I was able to come. For lessons, it definitely affects because we have lectures. All lectures are online. The seminars are mostly in person, but the language seminars are also online. So right now, for example, I'm only going to university twice a week, and it does affect the socializing part of it because you're only going twice a week instead of every day. But I think we're adapting to living this way, and there are other ways. We have group chats and we find ways to meet each other even with the virus.
So the pandemic affected my application because it made it a bit longer than expected. Like certain documents that we thought we would get in a couple weeks took maybe more than a month. And some things that we thought were gonna be like faster or slower, like it was definitely like made things a lot longer. And certain things like the police like background checks, stuff like that, we need to get those done and also get them translated. It took like double the time. It did affect me getting the visa because when I go back for the winter break, I have to go and pick up my visa from the embassy and then bring it back with me. So you might need to do double the trips. So that's why you should plan ahead.
The COVID situation didn't affect my application process, but it affected like the test because they like switched the test to online test. But like it was good for me, but some people got disappointed, and also I lost my money because we bought like flight tickets. But the COVID situation will not affect your application process, but it will affect your like student life in Bulgaria. Because when I came here, the school we are only like now going to school one day in a week because of COVID. All the practicals are at school. So we have cytology, biology and anatomy. It's like the three most important subjects. We have it at school. With the other seminars, other subjects, we have it at home as online.
I don't think that the pandemic really affected my application process. More like that I got the idea to study here, but not like application here because we sent the papers here. It wasn't affected by COVID, and the test was online, so we didn't know for a long time if it's online or if it's not, and how the test will go, what do we have to know, if we need a camera or nothing. That we got in last minute, but for the rest the pandemic didn't really affect us, or me. I think when you're vaccinated, you can do a lot of things. You can go out with friends, you can go to parties, go to cafe or to shopping malls, or you can also do hiking and stuff like that. You don't need a vaccination for that. And I think it affects us in university because all the lectures are online and a few of the practicals also. And it's also all the time we don't really know if it's going online or if it will stay present. It's like a bit unsure thing.
I don't think it did affect it, if I'm completely honest. I felt as though everything did run quite smoothly. Travelling, if I was going back to the UK, it's relatively simple, but the only thing I would need to do is a PCR test. So it's not too bad.
From the beginning, COVID-19 made me very hesitant. Comparing to the statistics in Africa and Europe, the cases in Europe were very high, so I was really hesitant because I didn't even know if I could come to Europe. But then for the application process, it delayed everything because I had to move from my home country to another country in order to get the visa. And traveling through the pandemic, it was something that just made me feel anxious and scared.
COVID affected the application process in a bad way, to be honest, because every document that I had to get was delayed because of the government working slowly, and everything is more difficult. Going there, you have to wear the mask and announce that you're going to come at that time. Appointments were not easy to get, but it's just take care for it as soon as possible and it's going to be all right. Traveling here was quite easy for me coming from Germany. I didn't have any bad travel restrictions or stuff like that. I arrived well. The transport that I booked with Intrex went very well as well. So it was quite comfortable.
At first I thought sometimes borders might close or I wouldn't be able to enter Bulgaria, but thankfully that didn't happen. Yeah, but mostly I didn't want to change my decision because I was really determined to make it here. So I didn't want to just go somewhere else, and I really wanted to see Sophia in person. So yeah, but the process took a while because due to COVID, some of the institutions that legalize stuff and notarize things, they worked online, so everything had to be done online, and that took a while. But I kind of applied earlier, and Intex totally told me what documents I need to get ready, and they checked it. Actually, back in Qatar, the rules for COVID is really strict. I think that's a really good thing, because it reduces the number of cases. And in Bulgaria, they're sort of bringing rules up, so I'm kind of used to it. Yeah, so nothing's new. It kind of feels like home because I have to wear my mask most of the time, in public places, or in restaurants, or in the mall. Yeah, so it's not much of a difference. Actually, I think I'm okay with making friends because we have our group full of kids from Intex, so we kind of know each other, and we made friends before we came here, so we kind of get along real well, and we just make friends with other groups from Intex, and that just makes us feel like a big family.